everyone, and welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Karen and I am the Canmore Stitcher as I live in Canmore, Alberta. This is my second Flosstube. Welcome back if you've seen the first one, and welcome all new viewers. Just trying to calm down. Once again, it's my second one. So if you saw my first Flosstube, I had lost my list, so I want to make a cameo appearance. This was my list that I've been searching throughout that entire Flosstube number one. So what I've decided moving forward with my videos is I'm going to record my list in my ice cream book, and that way I won't lose it like I did last time. So we are 6 days away from Christmas, so my Christmas tree is finally up, and I hope everyone is almost ready or all ready for Christmas. I'm almost there, and looking forward to the holidays. So what I want to talk to you about first off is I've been seeing online at my oh goodness, sorry guys, it's so hard, but I'll get there. I have a Facebook group, and it's called the LeapYearSAL 2024 to 2028. It's a 4-year SAL, and I've been seeing online about some people wanting to start January 1st. I really want this leap year SAL to start on February 29th, actual leap year day. For several reasons. It's a leap year, but I know people would like to start on January the 1st. So if you're really dead set on starting January the 1st, go ahead. However, the official start date will be February 29th. I still got to get my fabric for my project, but still, leap year, I like it to start on Feb 29th. And just a little review, I only have three rules for the SAL. One, either start January 1st, preferably February 29th. And it must be, your project must be a minimum count of 100 by 100 stitches. For some folks, it doesn't seem like it's a lot of stitches. For other people with busy lives, children, work, everything like that, 100 by 100 stitches can be very daunting with a busy life. So that's why I lowered the stitch count, or started with the stitch count at 100 by 100 and something not bigger. It does not have to be full coverage. So there were questions about that online as well. As long as it's 100 by 100 stitches, you're fine. It also has to be a new start. You got 4 years to finish it, so it needs to be a new start. So February 29th, start date. Those who want to start January 1st, go ahead. Minimum 100 by 100 stitches. And, oh goodness, here we go again, brain fog. And a new start. So there you have it. I will post the link down below for the Facebook group. It is Leap Year SAL 2024 to 2028. Okay, next topic. I went to the Jingle Ball. It was about 3 weeks ago, and it was lots of fun once I figured out how to navigate it. I know on the first night, which was the Friday. So for those who do not know, the Jingle Ball was an online retreat hosted by Stephanie at Lindy Stitches. And this was, I believe, their second year doing it. And I only found out about it on the Thursday before the Friday it started. So I signed up on Thursday. I didn't really have time to review all the videos that were online because I was working on Friday to see how everything would work. And but I managed to figure it all out, and it was lots of fun. They had a couple blips on Friday evening, but I spent all day Saturday and most of Saturday evening at the Jingle Ball. Met a lot of great people. It was lots of fun. I went through different stitching tables. So there was a Christmas cheer one. There was the international table. Since I live in the northwest of Canada, or west of Canada, there was one table called Northwest. So I joined them for a little bit as well, but I know that was the northwestern United States. But since I'm in the West, I figured I'll just pop in. And then the host created, at the request of a Canadian stitcher, created a Canadian table. So I joined that as well. It was lots of fun to see fellow Canadians, and yes, and met a lot of Flosstubers as well. They also had what they called, oh my goodness, another brain fog. What is it? They had the dating scene. So, or dating, I can't remember the exact name of it. I should be better prepared. But so what happened is that you would have 2.5 or 3 minutes, and dating stitching or stitching dating. And so you'd go into the actual group, and then your screen would be blank. You press OK to go, and then they pair you up with a random stitcher, and you have 3 minutes to talk. And so that means 1.5 minutes each to get all that information through, which was lots of fun, and looking at what people were working on and how long they've been stitching and where they're from. And if you wanted to extend the session, you could extend it by pressing a button, and I think you got an extra 2 minutes. And so it was lots of fun. I think you do 6 stitchers in one session, so lots of fun. So very different. And it was nice being able to do that from home as well. And what else about them? Oh yes, so they also had a area where you could buy a whole bunch of stuff. So all the merch was only available for shipping in the US, so the international people couldn't order that. But there was a lot of PDF patterns, and I bought a few, which I will show you just in a few minutes. They also had stitching classes available. However, I only found out about the Jingle Ball the night before, and I believe that the classes closed about 10 days to 2 weeks prior, so that the organizers of the class can get organized and know the number of participants. So I'm hoping next year to do some of those classes. And I'm a little bit better organized this time around, so I'll show you what I bought at the Jingle Ball. Jeanette Douglas was one of the vendors there, and she also had classes. And so I brought her, this was an exclusive pattern for Jingle Ball, and it's called Trim the Tree by Jeanette Douglas. And I read somewhere, or I heard somewhere, that I think they stay exclusive for 1 year and then they're released. I am not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. But I bought that one. And then I bought from, and she's Canadian as well, and I bought a Tiny Modernist, and she's Canadian as well. And this one I don't think was exclusive to the Jingle Ball, and this is called Christmas Time. And it's just so cute. I'm looking forward, I'm hoping to have that done for next year's Jingle Ball. I think that'd be lots of fun. Okay. Let me look at my list, which is right in front of me now. Okay. Oh, so yes, I want to continue with my haul. Oh, and I forgot to, okay, we're good. Never mind. So 2 things I also bought since my last video. My friend Lisa at Lost in Stitches, she started an Etsy shop called Lost in Stitches, and she has some really, really cute designs. And so this is the first one that I bought, if you can see with the glare. And I'm looking forward to stitching that up. And the second one that I bought was this Christmas band sampler. And it's gonna look really cute when it's done. And I believe there's only 3 colors in this, but you can mix it up as much as you want. And so I'm looking forward to stitching that one as well. I'm hoping my goal for 2024 is 1, to get organized with all my stitching and my projects, because it's all over the place. And then my other goal 2 is to frame my finished projects as well. So those are my big goals, and of course the Leap Year SAL to start, and to get a few other ones done as well. Well, it's a little nerve-wracking. All right, so this whole video, the next part of the video, is going to be about my love for heaven and earth designs. I just love full coverage projects and big projects. My first ever retreat that I went to, and I believe it was in 2016, and it was an heaven and earth designs retreat called HAED. I think the owner, Michelle, hi Michelle if you're watching, I think she had just shy of 100 people. It was her first retreat. And I think back then there weren't that many retreats around, and well, that I know, because I'm out west, and hard to find the retreats back then for the rest of the country. And so I found this one, which was in Seaside, Oregon, very drivable for me, just 2 days worth of driving with a pit stop overnight. You could do it in a full day, but it's way too long. So so I went by myself the first retreat in 2016, and I was very nervous. I didn't know what to bring. I brought my stand, I brought a big project. I was starting, I'm pretty sure I started a Heaven and Earth Designs back then. I can't remember. But I'll show you some finishes here of my full coverages. And I was very nervous because I knew nobody. And so I get there on the first day. There was not, if I remember right, we just met the day that the retreat started. So there was no meet and greet in the evening prior to the retreat, as some retreats have. So I walk in there, there's not too many people, and I sit down and at a table, and I'm by myself, and I'm just watching people come in, and it's just amazing. You have these ones that have been to many retreats prior, and they're rolling in their wagons with all their stuff and their finishes, their projects. It was so fun to watch. And then more and more people came, and then I had a group at my table. And what was so nice about that, there was a few of us that were our first retreat, and other ones who have been to many retreats before, and they just embraced us and gave us some tips and just made us feel very, very comfortable. So it was a fabulous retreat. Michelle really, that first retreat, she really outdid herself. The goodie bag, honestly, what she had put in the goodie bag, I think she basically paid us to go to her retreat. There was so much, and I got some haul here to show you from the goodie bag as well. And then she had 2 other retreats the following years, 2017, 2018, so I went to those as well. And then I think she had scheduled one for 2019, canceled that, and rescheduled it or postponed it, I should say, to 2020, and then COVID hit. And she hasn't done a retreat since, and I'm hoping, Michelle, if you're listening, hopefully you'll do one when you can, because it's one of my favorite retreats. I've been to many retreats, they're all really, really great, but of course your first retreat is quite an experience, and you know, to me it was my favorite retreat since it was my first one as well. So let's see. All right, so at the retreat, sorry guys. So in the goodie bags, she gave us pattern, a full kitted pattern, needle minder, a beautiful bag, and a whole bunch of stuff. And because it was so long ago, I don't have everything here, but I'll just, what I was able to find in my stash, since I'm going to get organized for 2024, maybe I'll find the rest of it. Here's some stuff that she'd put in the goodie bag. She did a coaster, HAEDCon 2016. And let's see, get my glasses on. This was a 2016 little needle minder. Oh, sorry about the glare, guys. This was also included. I think this is a glass blown, there it is, a glass blown needle minder, or, well, glass blown. Anyways, beautiful. I'm getting a little nervous again, forgive me. And that first year, I think all the years, so it was at the Seaside Convention Center, and I think they've revamped it since then. But it had, because I think it's bigger now, but back then they had a few ballrooms and a few other rooms. And on the same weekend, at least for 2 HAED cons, there was a square dancers group and competition. So it was so fun to go see the square dancing and all the attendees for that, because you can actually look in, like it was glass up top. Like if you went on the 2nd floor, you had glass and you can look into the ballroom and see all their dancing. Or it was glass or it was just a railing, I can't remember now. And so along with the square dancer, they had this person that followed them around through the country, through their competitions, and he makes little pins or little designs. And so Michelle, or someone, it might have been Michelle had asked him if he could do a HAEDCon 2016 one. And then he said yes, and then the next day it was available for purchase. And so here it is here, and that is the sorry guys, here we go again. So that is the shape of the state of Oregon, and then HAEDCon 2016. And then one of the designers that was there, I think, for all the years was Amy Stewart. So if you know Amy Stewart, you know her designs on Heaven and Earth Designs.com. And so I purchased this at her. She also had a storefront. So I purchased and this is one of her designs. You can get this design with a stitch and time symbol in the middle, or you can just have the 3 panels without this in there. So for the bag, I bought this one, and then for the actual chart that I own, I don't have this in here. I wanted to have all the ladies who are stitching in there. And it's a nice little accessory pouch. And then I think this one, I either bought it or it actually came in the goodie bag. So just a postcard. And then this definitely came in the goodie bag. So these are just stickers from Amy Stewart with all her designs. And then I do believe this was the first, sorry guys, got a needle minder in there. The first project, or the goodie bag from 2016. I'm pretty sure this is what it was, because I don't have anything else and I don't remember buying it, so that's what I'm thinking. And then the next one was 2017, and this is the project bag from there, or the goodie bag I should say, not project bag, what am I saying? And then 2018, this was Randall, his design. And that's the project goodie bag from there, filled with a bunch of goodies. In that first year, she had the full kitted chart, which I'm gonna show you. And she also gave us, I think it was when DMC came out with their gold colors, or the gold box that had all the colors, the tin, and that was part of the goodie bag for everybody that was there. So that's amazing. Okay, so let me get into my finished HAEDs. And I know my first video, I was bending down so much. I was so thankful that I had my roots done. So I do apologize for bending so much, grabbing stuff. So I'm trying a little different system here, and I hope it's working okay. I am bending down quite a bit, but... Oh, and here's some other needle minders that were included in the goodie bag. So that was 2017. And I believe this is an Amy Stewart as well. It is actually. This was one of the giveaways as well as a pattern for in the goodie bag at the retreat. And this one I bought. I love anything that says stitches. So, okay. Let's try not to bend too much. Okay, so my finishes for HAED. So all of us who've been to the retreat, the HAED Con, we do consider our badge as a finished HAED. So here's the first one. Oh, there's a 17. Okay. So that's my first ever HAED finish. So my name badge. And then here is my second finish of HAED, my 2017 name badge. And Michelle designed these, obviously. And my third HAED finish, my 2018 HAED Con badge. So we just find it funny because, you know, HAED takes years to do, and yet here in my hand I have 3 already done. All right, guys, I'm trying to make it funny. Okay, so my first ever big HAED finish is this one. So this is a Christmas stocking, obviously, and oh boy, I thought I was doing pretty good here. Let me see. All right, this is a Donna Gelsinger, and that's the pattern there. And it has 87 colors. Oh, the count is 184 by 282. And it's called Stocking Milk and Cookies. What I like about HAED is if you want to request this stocking to face the other way, you pay a small amount. I think it's maybe a $10 fee, I'm not 100% sure. And then she will design it for that side. Or if there's a big Heaven and Nurse pattern that you just want a snippet of to stitch, and again, that's a special request, you just pay a little bit more and then Michelle will design that for you, which is really nice. Okay, so the story that goes with this one, and I can't remember when I finished it. I did write everything down, but do you think I can find it? Of course, no. So that's one of my goals, get everything organized in 2024. So I made this for my husband. I picked this picture because he loves milk and cookies. But I wanted it to be a surprise. So what I did is I had to stitch when he was at work, and he does work a lot. He's a manager at a retail store, so he's constantly there. And so I would pull it out when I was off, and I would stitch all day, and then about, I don't know, half hour before he's scheduled to come home, I'd put everything away and pull something else out. He would come home and say, well, how was your day off today? Oh, I stitched a little bit here and there, and then I had to do a bunch of other stuff, and so on and so forth. Meanwhile, I was stitching for 8 hours or 10 hours, trying to get this stocking done for Christmas. And twice during that year, he had come home early, and oh my goodness, you should have just seen me. I just flung the pattern in back of me, and I managed to, I always have a cover, like a dust cover, so it's usually a shawl, and I put that over it. and he says, how you doing? And all this other stuff. And so I didn't show him what I was stitching on, and then when he goes and gets changed, and I just swap everything out. So twice he almost caught me stitching on it. So then finally, I don't sew, so I had a good friend of mine, she's a sewer, so she actually made the stocking for me. So this is nice blue velour. Inside I got some satin and of course the tassel. So she had made this for me. So then when he opened it up, he looked confused because we didn't have stockings, and we've been together quite a while now, but we met later in life. We met when we were in our 40s. So, so we didn't have a stocking together at all, each stocking. So, and he didn't have a leftover one from as a kid. And I think my mom still has it. So he looked confused when he opened it up, and I could see he was trying to compute what was going on here. And so I said, Mike, I said, I stitched this. His first words out of his mouth was, when? Oh my God, it was so funny. And I said, Mike, do you remember all those days you'd come home after work and ask me how my day was? And I said I didn't stitch very much and all this because I really had nothing to show you because I was stitching on something that I was going to give you for Christmas. That's why I had to do little white lies about that. And so he just starts laughing, and then he just loves it. Once it all entered his head, and so I've had this done, I think, since 2018 or 19. I can't remember. Might have been even 20. No, it was before 2020. And then my second big finish from HAED is my own stocking. And it's not Christmassy, but I fell in love with the pattern. Oh, get rid of that here. And so it's a wizard. And you could see the ink bottles, or like the pharmacist, I think. Oh, I should get these names out. I'm sorry. I thought I'd done all my homework, but obviously I have not. Anyway, this is a little bit bigger than this one. And there we go. And so I love stitching on him. And my advice to someone, or to people who want to stitch a HAED but are intimidated by full coverage, start with a stocking. It doesn't take years and years and years to do the stocking. What I like about HAED with the full coverage is they're just X's. There's no back stitching, there's no quarter stitches, there's no 3/4 stitches. You just plot your X and you keep going. There is a lot of confetti when you get into the details. And so those are, you know, in a square of 100, you might have 20 or 30 colors, but honestly, the end result is really good. It's really worth the time with the confetti. What I find with the confetti is usually when I start earlier, like on my day off, I'll pull out about 10 or 15 colors of the confetti, and then I'll do them one by one and then put them away. And then by the time I'm finished with the confetti or too tired of it, then I start going on with the black or ones that have the same color for a lot, and then I can just stitch and then feel like I did something. But also I feel like yesterday I'm working on another HAED, and I pulled out, like, I think it took me about 2 hours to do like 100 stitches, and then I started on the stitch, or the color that I can do tons of really quick. And at the end of the evening when I was done stitching, I felt really good. I got like 100 stitches of confetti done, and then I got another 200 or 300 of just 1 or 2 colors to go quickly. So, and to satisfy my stitching as well. So I was really happy with that, and I love the HAEDs. Forgive me again, I gotta look at my notes. Okay, so let me show you all the HAEDs that I own. I hope to live long enough to stitch all of these, but in reality, probably not. So I'll just go over them one by one. So this was the one that I had mentioned earlier about Amy Stewart. This is the first, this is a HAEDCon exclusive. And since Amy was there, I had her sign it. And so it's the flip-flops, and I have the pattern. It's not really my style. I'm more of a mountain girl than a beach girl. So I might end up selling this pattern. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet. And if you go into the Heaven and Earth Design official group on Facebook and just type in the name, which is HAEDCon 2016, my friend Kathy Walters, who lives in Edmonton, she actually finished it this year. And so she posted a picture, and it's great. I've seen her progress over the years with it, and it's a lovely design. It's just not my cup of tea. So, and then This was Rob Carlos. Again, this was, I believe, designed for HAED, so this was 2017. And he was there, of course, as a vendor, and I got him to sign it, and he drew me a cute little cat. So, and that's what's nice about the HAED. She has several artists. Michelle invites several artists. They do a exclusive pattern, and you can get them to sign it. You can actually meet them, which is wonderful. And here's HAED 2017. This is from Amy as well, and that it also came with the little needle minder as well. And then Jeff Hain was there in 2017. I missed him, getting him to sign this. Oh, Hannah Lynn was the one that was the needle minder and the goodie bag. So this was the designer, and this was exclusive for HAED. Again, a lot of these aren't my cup of tea, but I'm very thankful to have them, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with them at a later date. This is a 2018 exclusive, and that's from Ash Evans. And then this was the other goodie bag design from Randall. Got him to sign that, and that's 2018. Now this one I will stitch. I love Amy Stewart. I love all her designs. So I will be stitching this one. Okay, so that was all from the retreats. And now these are the ones that I bought at the retreats. So another Dawn, I believe, yes, Donna. So this is the same designer as my milk and cookies stocking. So I've seen this stitch. It is gorgeous. Once again, the pictures don't really do them justice. This is a quick stitch, Father Christmas. And I think this is still available. And so is the other one from Donna, I believe, but don't quote me on it. This is my latest purchase from Heaven and Earth. So I bought that this year. I've been looking for an owl pattern forever. And this one really talks to me. And what I've done is I've done no background. So you can order it if it's available. If not, you pay that little fee to get something that you particularly want off of a design. So someone had ordered that there's no background because someone had said, oh, this part here was very difficult. Well, it's just monotonous, right? And they're not centered. So I ordered it without the background, and I'm hoping to frame it like this. And it's going to take me a lot less time to stitch it as well. But I love owls. These are the barn owls. Okay, so the colors on this, my color printer didn't do too well with this one. They're not quite as saturated. This one I believe is still available. It's the Astronomer. And I think you guys can read who it's from. Miley Pinkney. So again, if you go on to the official website of on Facebook of Heaven and Earth Designs, or you go on their actual website on the internet, they have a gallery section. Just type in the name of the design that you'd like to see, and odds are someone has started it or even better finished it. This one's still available. It's called Caged. I just love the butterflies around and the bird cage, everything. It's so beautiful. This one, Aaron the Wizard, someone posted it stitched. It is phenomenal. The detail in it that comes through after stitching, like the rings and the bracelet, everything. Just amazing. This one, I hope to do one day. Lady seated at her needlework. I don't know, just something, it spoke to me. And that's what I buy, things that speaks to me, and hopefully one day I'll get to stitch them. Now this one by David Penfound Artworks. Just go into that Facebook group. It's the watering hole. and you will see it stitched. Some people have finished it. And just the lighting on the elephant here, you should see it stitched. It is so real looking, like exactly like the picture, or better than the picture. And since I live in the mountains, I've been looking for a wolf. And again, this one I've seen stitched online, and it's just fabulous. I think once you see them stitched or partly stitched, you can really feel them compared to just looking at the picture. And this one too, not quite my cup of tea, but this one someone had started online, and oh my goodness, the detail in it, it just looks so beautiful. So I went out and bought it, of course. This is artwork by Leonard Afrimov, and unfortunately he's no longer with us. He did pass away, but his the charts are still available on HAED. The family did not discontinue them. So again, seen this one stitched, beautiful looking. I own 2 of them. Here's the other one, still available on HAED. Now again, my color printer didn't do too well on this one. This is Wendell. Oh, just something about him spoke to me. It's just funny, and yeah, I feel for him. This one's a retired one. It's called Fright Night. And again, I saw this being stitched. It's amazing with all the detail in it. I do believe it's still available at Gecko, or Gecko Rouge, I believe they're called. I think they're out of the UK. This one I believe is still around. Christmas Journey. Just the detail in the picture. Just love it. And this one's by Sheena Pike. I think she's Canadian, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Again, love Halloween, and I just love all the detail with the Halloween all around her. This one I believe is retired. Montmartre Spring. And again, seen it stitched, not in person, but online. So I can just imagine how it looks in person. And it comes out like the picture. But unfortunately, this one is retired, but I'm glad that I was able to snag it before it got retired. Josephine Wall. So I've seen one of hers done in person. I don't know if you guys know her side stands. They used to, Evertote owns them now. And, but it was a couple out of Calgary that owned them prior, that sold off to Evertote because they retired. And, oh God, I can't remember his name. But both of them are stitchers, and the husband makes the stands. And he also did a Josephine Wall. And when I went in Calgary to look at the stand at their home, this was, not this one, he had one on the wall, and it, oh my goodness, so beautiful. And so I started buying the Josephine Walls. And then, if you can tell, I can't lift. So this is a moth here. Like everything is embedded within the picture. And you can see there's reindeer up here. There's stuff all within. If you look really, really close, you'll be able to see all the little details within her mane and everything. This one's called Spirit of the Elements. Josephine Wall again. You can see 2 people walking here, a sleigh ride here, lightning in her hair, and there's a boat going off somewhere. There's butterflies. Oh, there's the boat. Boat in the sea. So these are still available, I believe, on HAEDCon. But I can just imagine the confetti in this one. But I'm hoping one day. We'll see. Leaf Child. Again, all the details just in the leaf. If you look. closely enough, you'll see all that. These are all my retirement projects. This one, I just love it. Old Santa on snowshoes. Just love it. This one I've seen stitched in person as well. At one of the HAED cons, they were stitching it. Beautiful, just gorgeous. So that's by Cheryl. Oh, sorry, I can't read backwards. I used to. Marchetti. Just beautiful. Still available on HAED, I believe. Most of these are. Oh, this one. This one's retired. It's a Maxine Gadd. She retired from HAED. She has her own website now doing her cross-stitch designs. I don't know, I haven't heard of anyone stitching from a pattern from her directly, so I don't know how the charting is. But I know with Heaven and Earth designs, you can definitely trust the chart. Michelle does a wonderful job at converting all these pictures into cross-stitch charts, and yeah. So I just love this one. Spoke to me. So this one's retired as well, but you could probably go get her at Maxine Gadd's website. This one's called the Scout. The Snow Leopards sold it for me. There's just something about this picture. Just love it. This one's by Melanie Delon, called Flocon, which is snowflake in French. I think she's going to be beautiful when she's done, if I can get her started. Oh, this one I've seen, and I think it's still around, I think. Don't quote me though. But I've seen this one stitched, not fully, but started, and I just love the detail. I could just see myself sitting here stitching on a beautiful summer day. But I love this. Old Victorian home. Actually, it's probably not summer, it's fall because of the leaves. Oh, this one, I started this one, but I had given up, but I hope to restart it. Something spoke to me about this with the witches going home, so it's called Journey Home. I did start it. It's a big project, obviously. These HAEDs are very big. And I didn't have a scroll frame, the ones that I have now. I have the Millenniums, and I also have the Almanac. But I had it on a bigger one, and it was very floppy. It wasn't tight or anything like that. So it was very difficult to stitch, to the point, because I'm the reverse of most people. I start bottom going up. Most people start top going down. And so then all these colors here, I was getting tired or frustrated with how it felt stitching, because it was so loosey-goosey. So one day I will get back to it. I will put it on my Millennium frames. I can't speak enough about those. Those are, you know, it's a year's wait, but they're worth it. But if you don't want to wait a year and get the Almanac ones, you can get shipped within a few weeks. And they are out of Estonia. The Millenniums, as most of you know, are out of England. Zero customer service, and their product is just so good that people do wait, like me, wait for a year. But I did one order, and I ordered, I think, 5 different sizes of the frame, so I would never have to order from them again. And then I did order a couple other ones from Almanac. This one is Amy Stewart. Again, the colors from my printer don't work very well on this one. It's called the Farmer's Market. This one I already have kitted up, ready to go. It's called Forget Me Not. Something just spoke to me about this mask. I just love it. So they're ready to go. It's ready to go. Amy Stewart, the mountains, the castle, the fox. I mean, come on, what's not to love about this one? Except for maybe the confetti. This one I believe is still available. And then the Museum Shelf by Amy Stewart. Once again, I got her to sign my pattern. This one I bought at HAED. All of the ones, I think I might have had one shipment shipped to me, but the shipping to Canada is crazy. So what Michelle was allowing us to do was ordering like a month ahead, and then we would pick up at the retreat, which is wonderful. So I was able to buy all this and get the artist to sign them. So here's the one that I was speaking about earlier. Amy Stewart, the stitching shelf. And I just want to, I'll get rid of this right now. I still don't know, I haven't had time to look into how to edit videos. So again, another raw video is going to go up because I don't know what to do. And let me just I want to show you what I do with my big projects. So what I do is I get this from Michael's and I kit up my projects. So ouch. Inside I'll have the color key. Most of the patterns I have now are on Pattern Keeper, so I don't have the patterns in here. If I only have them because they're retired, so like the Maxine Gads, unfortunately, back in the day, I always bought hard copy patterns hoping to resell them. And I did not know about Pattern Keeper. So those ones I can't get on Pattern Keeper. So what I do is I would print them out and I would, no, they're already printed. I would make a photocopy of them so I can mark up my copy and then sell my original once I'm finished. And I would put that in a 3-ring binder and then just keep it in here. And then of course, for me, I use these boxes that you can get at Michael's. At HAED, Amy had a booth, as I mentioned, and she was selling the postcard of the projects. So when you go to retreats, people are always asking you what you're working on. So I either print a colored picture if it's on Pattern Keeper, or luckily enough, if they're available in a different way, then I buy it. And then I have these little guys. These little tins are wonderful. So what I do with the tins is I put needle minders in there, and then my needles will obviously stick onto the needle minders. And on very small projects like the Mill Hill kits, I would bring one of these on the plane, and that way if there's turbulence, my needles and everything's not flying everywhere. So, but this one is already kitted with my needles, and I just got to get the fabric for this. But I do this once in a while, like I was doing this years ago. I still got a heck of a lot more to do, but I like to get them kitted and ready to go when I am ready. So, but it may be because we all have a lot of stash, it might be just easier just to pick a picture and then kit it and then go. But again, I started doing a whole bunch of stuff like this for my big projects, and then that way when I'm ready, it will be waiting for me. Hi guys. Oh, this is really going to force me to video edit because I totally messed up on what I wanted to show you is the project that I was working on for Heaven and Earth Designs. So this will force me to video edit, and I will do my best. And I'll hopefully not put it at the end, that I put it after I talk about Heaven and Earth Designs, like before the recipe. So this is what I'm currently working on. It's retired Maxine Gad called Autumn Dryad. So you can see try and get rid of the glare. All right. I think I'm going to have to stand up for this. Push back my chair. Okay. Here she be. So, again, I should put my stats on there. I think I've just reached the 47% mark. As you can see, I love needle minders. And I use them different ways. I wrap my threads. As you can see, I am a parker, cross-country stitcher, and I also park my threads. So I use them. I have a bunch of needles. Oh, this actually goes underneath here or underneath one of these guys. It's hard right now to them not to fall out because it's not in my stitching frame. And because when you're stitching a lot of the fluff goes on into other parts of the pattern, and I just wipe it out with a little mascara brush. So these little guys hold the mascara brush like that. And I have a different bunch of needles and counting pins and everything like that. So I started Autumn Dryad in 2018. Again, I will find my notebook. I've stopped keeping track. In 2020, I had a bad accident. I fell and I broke my shoulder. And then in 10 months, I had 2 shoulder surgeries. So I didn't pick this one up again till 2022, so last year. So I stopped in 2020, and then I picked this one up probably mid last year. So I try to do 100 stitches every day, but if I'm too tired after work, I won't do it. And on the weekends, I try to do 500 if I can. I keep saying sorry guys, but I just love her. I love how she's starting to appear. It's a fun stitch. I enjoy it so much. It's relaxing. I watch TV while I stitch. I also do the Flosstube watching as well. And so that's my progress. So 47%. I hope to have her done, I'm hoping, in a year to a year and a half, depending on what's going on in my life. I really want to see her finish. So there you have it. Autumn Dryad, Maxine Gadd, 47%. I'll keep showing you updates at regular intervals. Once I get her eyes done, will be probably the next time that I'm going to show you guys that. I do work on the millenniums, and I have a her side stand because of my shoulder. And I think I'll do a video on my stands journey since my accident, because it was hard to find one that actually worked for my shoulder, and this one does. So thanks again, guys. Sorry about the little blip there. All right, Merry Christmas somewhere. Okay, so let's go out to some shout outs. So I mentioned earlier that my friend Lisa lost in stitches. Thank you for mentioning me in your Flosstube, and I'll put a link down to her Etsy store as well. If you have not seen her videos yet, please go see them. They're wonderful. Oh, Floss Boss and Cousins. Again, because I'd lost my list in video number 1, I had not mentioned them, and they went on their next video because I did mention them once I uploaded the video, and I referenced their YouTube channel in there. And so on her next YouTube Flosstube, she was saying, now Karen said she had mentioned us, and I watched the whole video and she hadn't. And then she read my description of the video at the end, saying that yes, I'd lost my list and I meant to mention them. So they are the Floss Boss and Cousins. It's Christy and Callie. So go watch them. They're hilarious. I love watching them. My friend Patty, her Flosstube is called 4 Boys and a Newfoundland Girl. So 4 boys and a NL girl. She's on Flosstube. She's doing a countdown to Christmas as well. She's in Newfoundland, and I actually met her at Stitch North last year, and this year she also is a co-owner of Bryn and Needle. So they have beautiful floss and fabric as well. The host of the Jingle Ball was Stephanie at Lindy Stitchers, so she has a Flosstube as well. Go check her out. Oh, and I did forget to mention Jingle Ball next year is going to be from December 6th to the 8th. I have no idea when registration opens up, so obviously it's early days, so hopefully look for that to come, and once I see it, I will mention it in my Flosstube, and I hope to meet you guys there, because I intend on going again next year and being better prepared. The other person that I met at Jingle Ball was Michelle and Cheryl, and they are the 2 Bay Stitchers out of PEI in Canada, so go check them out. I think that's it. I'm done, except for my recipe. I like to share a recipe because I love to cook. This one's an easy one, and it's available online. So if you're into the Instant Pot world, I'm into both air fryer and Instant Pot world. This one, The Step-by-Step by Jeffrey Eisner. And he has 4 books out now for Instapot. I've done at least, I would say, I don't know, 20, 25 of his recipes, maybe more. And they are great. He uses Better Than Bouillon for his stocks. In the States, you can get Better Than Bouillon, like there's, I don't know, 30 different kinds. In Canada, you can get 3, maybe an extra 1. So whenever I go to the States, I pick up some from the States. This one, his recipe, which I follow to the T, and it's called Sausage and Shells. I will put the link because you can get all his recipes on his website. So Sausage and Shells, it is so good. It also freezes very well. It calls for 1 package of boursin. You can use any flavor. I use maple, or they all work very well. And sometimes I put 2 in because he says you can. And then I do use the cup of wine, and I do double the cherry tomatoes. And as well, it calls for garlic Better Than Bouillon, and that is available in Canada. It just came in, I think, last year, because we get the chicken, we get the beef, and we get the vegetable. And the garlic one just came out, and in little pockets here and there in Canada, I know in Ottawa, they have it, they have the mushroom Better Than Bouillon, and that one he uses for his mushroom soup, and that's going to be another recommendation in a future Flosstube. But anyway, Sausage and Shells says here, and I write in all my cookbooks, and then I can look if I've made changes. I write in there, and then I actually made this on first time February 9th in 2021, and again, it freezes very well. So I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope you get a lot of stitchy stuff for Christmas. So happy holidays, everybody. And thanks again for watching, and I hope you subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.